A new Business Buzz episode is airing on 9 News Plus this week, and there is a very special guest.
Big time. Ed McCaffrey, who is a former Denver Bronco wide receiver and father of 49ers star Christian McCaffrey, joined host Ryan Frazier and Ed Sealover. Ryan is here to talk to us more about this episode. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, guys. Always great to be with you all.
You ever heard of Ed McCaffrey before?
A time or two.
Yeah.
I'm a Broncos fan, so I followed the team.
He kind of does it all, from football to being an entrepreneur, the
Yeah.
dad of Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
Talk to us about your conversation.
Yeah, he's got 4 sons, actually, and two of them are in the NFL. Luke is playing for the Commanders.
That's
as well.
right.
So Ed is the founder and CEO of McCaffrey Brands. And they have, obviously, the mustard sauces, which many folks in Colorado may be familiar with. But they also have these protein bites, which I thought were pretty cool. They just hit the markets recently. The unique aspect of Ed is that he's a 3-time Super Bowl champion, right? Who now is a business owner. And he understands what that's like in terms of running a business with his family. And so we had an opportunity to really get his perspective and thoughts on a range of really cool business issues, primarily talking about the business of sports. And so we went into everything like NEAL, name, image, likeness, which allows college athletes to profit from their personal brand, but also introduces some complexities in terms of the relationship between universities and college athletes. Are they employees? And the discussions that come to the table around retention and retention and attraction of athletes to different teams. You hear folks entering the portal these days and what all that means. So there's a business behind that. We also talked about arena football. The Colorado Spartans have moved their home games back to the Denver Coliseum. But there's also discussion about other arenas and possibly the relocation of the Broncos Stadium. And then lastly, we got into the growth of women's sports, which is really cool.
Yeah.
The National Women's Soccer League, which we've talked about. Hundreds of millions of dollars flow into bringing these teams to town. There's talk about WNBA coming to Colorado and to Denver. But here's one thing I thought was fascinating. As a father of 3 sons and 2 daughters myself, Ed McCaffrey told me that one of the fastest growing sports in America is women's flag football.
Really?
I've noticed this. I have several friends that their daughters are playing flag football. From my church, people were saying, we got a flag football game. I've noticed this.
That plays it, and she's rough and tumble. And let me tell you, it's perfect for her. And so, but there's a math behind it. There's a business behind that, and there's opportunity, economic opportunity for women as these sports grow. And so we got into all of that. It was a great discussion. Folks got to check it out.
Real fast, where does he stand on a new stadium for the Broncos?
He didn't take a position.
Okay,
so,
okay. I had to ask.
Yeah.
More importantly, are there scholarships with girls flag football? I need to know.
That's true. You got a little one coming up.
Friend, yes. So we have a clip from the discussion on the growth of women's sports. Check it out.
To figure out how many barriers you can break down and also where your limitations are and know who your audience is. This is a new sport in terms of just the way it's growing right now. Find your audience and get it.
Mr. McCaffrey, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think finding your audience is important. I think what level we're talking about is important. Are we talking about youth league, high school, college? There's so many things happening right now at every level. Or are we talking about professional sports? So, I think that does matter. If you're playing professionally, certainly your audience matters, right? And you have to look at how you can generate revenues, how you can create excitement around your sport. Caitlin Clark certainly added a whole lot of excitement to women's basketball.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really interesting. What was the most fascinating part of your conversation with Ed?
Well, I think for me, as a business owner myself, being able to see someone who's performed at the highest level of sports, who's now running his own business with his wife and his family, and having his perspective, for me, that was probably the best part. And we really enjoyed it. Folks have to tune in. It's a great conversation. You get to hear from Ed McCaffrey talk about a number of business issues on the Business Buzz. You can't miss it. You got to tune in.
Now you got to get Lisa McCaffrey on.
Oh, gosh.
Because the wives obviously run the business of the family.
For sure.
And Lisa, I know she does this tower of people at the games.
For sure.
And Olivia just can't do it right now because she's pregnant. So if you need someone, give your girl a call.
Yeah, that's right. Putting it out there, just saying.
Lisa McCaffrey, we need you on the Business Buzz. Come on.
Okay.
9 News Plus.
Sweet.
You can come on 9 News Mornings too. We want to be best friends with you. By the way, catch the latest episode this morning at 11:10 on our 9 News Plus streaming channel. Thank you so much, Ryan. We always love you coming in.
Great to have you.